of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we are going to call the regular meeting of the Osceola School Board for February 8th, 2023 to order with a roll call vote. Jan? Here. Wyatt? Here. Brooke? Here. Kaisa? Jeff? And myself is here. This public meeting of the Osceola Board of Education is for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. So there is time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda. Public comment will be recognized during the public comment portion of the meeting after acknowledgement by the board chair. When called to speak, approach the podium and state your first and last name and your topic. All remarks should be addressed to the whole board, not any one specific person. Each comment will be allowed for up to 5 minutes. During the public comment portion, the board and administration listen, but may choose not to respond to public comment. We ask speakers and audience members to conduct themselves in a professional manner, which includes no waving or hand gesturing, no vocal interference with speaker during their time to address the school board, no disruption or incitement to disrupt, influence, impair speakers' ability to deliver their comments, no taunting, ridicule, or other deliberate demonstrative behavior directed at others or their views, and use of appropriate language, tone, and gestures while speaking. Failure to comply with these requests may result in you being asked to leave the meeting. Thank you. First up is Jeff Hahn with powerlifting donation.
Hi everybody. We received a donation from the widow of one of our major supporters in Northwest powerlifting, Northwest powerlifting community. Jim Miller died on September 5th this last year. He had started out helping Northern Wisconsin powerlifting and Northwestern way back when I was powerlifting in 1995 at Phillips High School. I remember him volunteering a whole day, driving all the way up to Phillips and volunteering a day judging up there as a volunteer. And then in 2004, when we started our meets here, he was at every one of them. He was at every one, judging every time, and would be a head judge at those places and be a leader for us. All he asked was that we would continue our program and continue promoting the sport of powerlifting in Northwest Wisconsin. In 2015, Jim helped train Alex Stoll, who won Worlds in 2015. And because Worlds was during fall, so I couldn't train Alex anymore because we were coaching football, so he would go and work out with Jim and Sean Kane, and they worked with him and pushed him to a world championship. So in Northwest Wisconsin, I think Jim has very much been a integral part in growing our meets from, in 2003, we had 81 lifters here, and this past year, in 2023, we had 442 lifters that are here. So I just want to acknowledge Jim and express our appreciation for Jim's donation and Gina's donation that we have to the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing that. Jeff, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. That's what my knees say.
Next up is Beth Ekstrand for District Line / Bus.
Should we do it now or wait till?
It's an agenda item.
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't know for sure, I just
Okay.
talked to her, so
Awesome.
it's the petition.
All right. And then last is Teresa Udke for District Bonding.
I've had my questions answered, thank you. My questions have been answered, thank you.
Okay. No public comment is done. So next up is the consent agenda. Are there any items the board wishes to be removed from the consent agenda at this time? If not, does the chair calls for a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Jan, is there a second? Second by Kaisa, any discussion?
Just formal or public, thank you again for the powerlifting donation.
Yeah, I just have one question on page
approving the consent agenda, say aye. Opposed, motion passes. Next up is the school board committee report. Vice volunteer.
Yeah. We were reviewing some proposed 23-24 school calendars, and it's bringing great dates and 190 versus 192 days for our teachers. We looked at some preliminary numbers for 23-24 teacher and support staff salary schedules. And then we heard from our administrators on how things are going in their buildings.
Next item is to review the Osceola Virtual Academy.
That's you.
I think April's bringing it up.
Okay.
Bringing it up, April.
I thought maybe you'd come to the podium.
Oh, would you like me to come to the podium?
I don't need you to.
Jan said yes. Jan can hear you better.
We normally don't have the fan on,
Okay.
so
It was
it's
on
actually
last
heated
night.
tonight.
You turned it down, Bob's here.
Turns on.
I
The
went to
podiums.
one of these to Bob, they turned it down. Bob's not here tonight.
Clearly Bob's not here tonight because I'm standing at the podium. All right, just wanted to kind of give you an update and then also give some thoughts on your direction as we move forward. So you can see where we've been, 2021, we were at 114 students, 21, 22, 18, and this year at 18, so you can see it's pretty consistent. The other piece that you can see we added last year was summer school, and it was really kind of a brilliant move to be able to have it so that the students got exactly the course they needed to make up, because it's all credit recovery. So if they had trouble passing biology, they took a biology class and proved themselves, so that was really a positive, because when you have one teacher in the room trying to deliver the content, it can be really challenging. If you're talking, you have an algebra, biology, and maybe a computer applications class. So that was a real great add, so looking at doing that again, so when you look at 2022, 23, that's just an estimate of 25 high school students for summer school. And then we have 3 K-5 students right now enrolled and 15 6-12.
Becky, the summer school OHS, are those ADP kids?
They're students who need credit recovery, so it can be any student that struggled to pass a class. So it's not enrichment opportunity, it's strictly credit recovery. And on the trimester schedule, just so you know, the beautiful thing is our school counselors work really hard. If a student isn't successful in a course, they try to put them right back in that course. So if they, let's say, failed biology A or general biology, they will go right in there, try 2. If that can't happen because of the scheduling piece, try 3, and if that can't happen, then summer school. So that's how that rolls. And the other part the students like about it is because it's online, if they wanna finish early and not come every day during the summer, they have the opportunity as well. So it's very positive. And then you can see the estimated total for this year and kind of where we're sitting. And then if you scroll down a little, thanks April, you can see the cost of elementary is about $3,500 a year. And then at middle school and high school, we pay by the courses. And because it's on semesters, different than trimesters that we operate on in the district, they take 6, so it's gonna be like a 6-period day. And so it's about $1,500, so it's about $3,000 a student that's in the program all year. We do have some seniors right now who are completers that are taking like 1 class because that's what they need to graduate. So again, an estimate, but just wanted to give you what the top would be as opposed to the bottom. And then some fun facts, because everybody loves fun facts. We have 4 seniors that have been in OBA for multiple years. So these are students who use this program and found it successful for themselves and are on a path. We have 2 sophomores that were in OBA in 8th grade, came back to traditional 9th grade, and now are back in OBA this year. We have one OMS student who is on her 2nd year in OBA. And then we have 2 elementary students that have been in OBA for the past 3 years. And then state assessment results, because that's also really important to take a look at. The 10 students that took the state assessments, 2 scored advanced, 1 scored proficient, and 7 scored basic or below basic. And then programming information, it was Edgenuity, we still call it Edgenuity, but Illuminate bought them, so it's actually Illuminate, you'll see that in the bills. registration, generally what we do is after the school year, all students enroll for high school classes. And then in April, May, y'all make a decision whether or not we're gonna move forward with OEA and what the model might look like. Because again, right, we can offer whatever model we all feel is best for our community. So it could be a 9-12 only, it could be a 6-12, it could be K-12 like it is right now. And then you can see what our current enrollment is. One kindergartner, one in 3rd grade, one student in 5th grade, 2 in 8th grade, 4 in 10th grade, 1 in 11th, and 7 in 12th grade. So we have a pretty big graduating class. And yes, they are all on target to graduate. And they do get to walk across the stage for students. If I
Actually, I'm not sure if you know this off the top of your head, but there's those 7 students that basic or below. Is that indicative that either like the younger students in general aren't doing as well as the older kids in OVA, or is it kind of a mix?
It's really hard to tell.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I tried to make some assumptions, but that sample size is so darn small, it's really hard. Is it comparable to what we're seeing across different grade levels? It depends on what grade level they fall.
So I also have a question about the 7 students at basic or below basic. I know part of our state report card is to have an action plan to raise those students. Are we required to have that for OBA students as well?
And they get contact with, or in particular, our students that are in elementary get contact with face-to-face teachers. And they also have contact with tutors, which our current students know. So our students in OBA that are in 6-12, there's actually a tutor button where they can ask a question 7 days a week. Oh, I think it's at 11 on weekdays and it's open on Saturdays and Sundays. Is it like we would want to do it here? No. No, but it is working really well for some and for others, not so well. And please know there's been transition. The students, we keep a close eye on them, and then when they transition back to high school, it works with us to do that.
So what happens, I'm just curious, if a student's in OBA and then they're identified having, a special education need?
We've never had that happen. Jesse actually, if we have students that do have IEPs that are in OPA and their IEPs go into the system, so all the teachers know, and our special ed teachers are mentors, so they also track the students and meet with them.
Any other questions? Anything we want for her April May decision?
Just a real quick question, Becky. I don't know if you know or not, but like, about what percentage of the students that participate in OEA would go somewhere else if we didn't offer this?
Well, I would say that that's kind of why I put the repeaters on, because those are the ones that are very interested in doing that. Like, I'm fairly confident I could say that 2 elementary students that have been OVA for 3 years would continue to go to an online someplace else. Because we're graduating senior class, since 4 of those were repeaters, they would have probably found a different program. I try to ask families, like I know for sure, like our kindergartner, they were gonna homeschool, and it happened to be a past student of ours. So I was talking to the dad, and I'm like, well, why don't you give this a try? My salesman for OVA, and they did, and they found it to be successful, and they appreciated having the content. So, that, I mean, and again, when, not that we do this, right, but when you look at keeping these kids at least connected to us, because they get all of the emails that all the principals send, because they're part of all of the regular entities, I think that's helpful for us. So I could say confidently 6 of the 18, based on what I know about their families. And I haven't asked the others. Any other questions, or any other information you would like? Thank you.
Next is to review and approve the 23-24 school calendar.
So this, information was presented at the last meeting. Believe anything has changed since that, April? As far as the January count? Oh, never mind.
Calendar.
I jumped right ahead.
I don't think anything changed.
Never mind.
Am I missing something?
Calendars, so we discussed and had, some different options for calendars. So really have anything else to say, to be honest, because the calendar doesn't matter to me. It's a balance of the important pieces of the community and staff. And people will work when they have to work, and we'll have problems or suggestions for other dates, or it doesn't fit into somebody's calendar this year, but we're not ever going to have 100% agreement on a calendar. That would be great. I think this does balance things out for us. I guess I would say I would encourage the board to consider the 190 days, because I think that's an appropriate thing for us to consider for our teachers.
You're looking for a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the blue 190 teacher day, leaving the in-service days alone, with the spring break moved to the first week of March.
There's a motion by Jeff to approve the blue calendar, with 190 total days. Is there a second? There's a second by Jan. Any discussion? No discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes to go with the blue 190-day calendar.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is to review and approve the second Friday in January pupil count.
This information was presented at the last committee meeting regarding the second Friday pupil count information. This is the document that we need to submit to the DPI, total count related there. And then the second document is the snapshot component that we saw last month. I think we're down 17 students, is that correct, from September count? Recommend approval.
I'll make a motion to approve second Friday, January count.
There's been a motion by Kaisa to approve the second Friday in January pupil count. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Brooke. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next is to consider petition to alter school district boundaries.
And Bethany, I'll help you all. I'll get
Okay,
started.
good.
How's that?
I'm a little nervous.
This isn't intimidating at all.
I have a diagram here, I've got Dextran, we live at 460th Street or 202nd Avenue in Somerset, at the end of a cul-de-sac, and, my kids are currently open enrolled at Somerset, and I've been driving them to school and back every day. Right now, I figured out from our neighbors that this side of the road is Somerset, and this side is Osceola, and we're right here at the end of the cul-de-sac. Right now, there's a stop that picks up here, which my kids are allowed to join if they want to. But even if my kids were in middle school, it's super far, it's a really hilly road. They're not able to walk to that stop. Long story short, the bus comes and it turns around right in front of our house, but it's not able to stop there because it needs to be an official stop. So I'm petitioning for an agreement with the school districts to just have to stop there. Not pull the students away or whatever. Yeah.
So parents have the option to petition in February regarding their property to request that either be, in this situation, it's allowing the Osceola or the Somerset Transportation Department to come into the Osceola School District to pick up based on the situation that Bethany had explained here. Somerset has that agreement within their language for that. And it's a case-by-case situation that both school boards would need to approve. The process is done in February. Both Osceola and Somerset would need to review this and approve on both sides. If the board would so choose to deny that request, the parents do have the opportunity to petition at a state level. And then with that would be the consideration, then you'd be looking at removing the property and the evaluation of the property to the, other school district. Whether or not the boundary appeal, which is three school board members, and then, three school board members, small, medium, and large, they make the determination on whether or not, the boundary appeal is approved or not. In this circumstance, the distance from their house to the pickup spot is just under half a mile. It's 0.44 miles, or half a mile, just under half a mile, just keeping it that. We don't have any other, members that pick up in that cul-de-sac area or that area. It's actually south, by about, what is Steve State, 2 or 3 miles from where we actually am. It is in the Osceola School District. But I would recommend that we work in agreement out with the Transportation Department at Somerset to allow them to come in and pick up the extras at their residence.
Would this be an official action item?
It does need to be an official action item, you have to take action on it, yes. And I have what is called a certificate of true state copy that I would submit, get signatures for, and then send that on to the state Somerset.
And so we could. We ask a question? So you need, can I make a motion tonight, or I need to wait till you're talking about getting whatever you?
We need to make the decision tonight.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna make a motion to accept the petition for the extreme family.
I would say that you make the motion to approve, the agreement with Somerset
Yep, transportation agreement.
to allow, pickup for the extras at their resident.
That is what I'm doing. Your motion that.
There has been a motion by Kaisa to do that. Is there a second? And a second by Brooke. Any discussion?
Can I just ask one? So it's not like detaching them from the Osceola School District, so they'll still stay on like our tax, the tax roll or whatever? for
Correct,
Osceola?
yeah.
So you're not transferring that part?
No, that's what could potentially happen if
Right.
it went to the appeal at the state level. Right. Now we'd lose the property value and the open enrollment students. We can always encourage them to consider Somerset or the Osceola School District as well.
I was gonna do that, but you know, it seemed like you said no.
Totally understand.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
If you want to sneak out, you can.
Okay, we won't judge you.
Where? Here?
In the back.
Okay, thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, I'll follow up.
Yep, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is to review and approve early college credit program applications.
Yes, so the recommendation, I know, Scott, did you have any notes from Mr. Spiegel? Okay. So these are the, those that had met the deadline to submit. Doesn't mean they're gonna get all of their classes, but recommend approval because we need to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve.
There's been a motion by Brooke to approve the applications. Is there a second? Second by Jan. Any discussion? Note that I will abstain from voting as my daughter's an applicant.
I do have one question. Looking through them, some of them have independent learning on them, and a lot of them have like the different UW colleges. Is there difference from that when they have just independent learning on them? Or is that through one of the colleges?
My guess is the independent learning is a course that's offered at one of the colleges, but I would turn to Dr. Stiles or Scott for any additional, because I don't know. the answer.
Generally, it's an online class, so it's not like an independent study. It's an online class through the UW online system. And our students are new generally to this whole process, so they may name it something that in fact it might not be called in the system itself.
So it's through the whole UW system?
Correct, they have an online college that's just ECCB directed.
It's interesting to see the different classes that they were interested in taking. And you can see that some of the kids really have a focus, maybe in the healthcare, whatever. It's good.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? scheduled for February 2023 at 7 PM in the district office conference room. The next committee meeting is then scheduled for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 at 5 PM in the high school LGI. The next regular board meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 at 6:30 PM in the high school LGI. Executive session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. 19.851F, consider financial, medical, social, or personal histories if discussed in public will be likely to have substantial adverse effect upon the reputation of any person referred to in such histories or data. Individual contacts, review buildings and grounds applications, review business manager applications. At this time, we will adjourn with a motion. Executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Brooke, is there a second? Second by Jeff. Roll call vote, Jan?